Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and to a brand new season here inside iRacing. Yes, 2025 Season 4 has officially begun and we're kicking it off in the all-new Dallara IL-15 Indy NXT car here at Laguna Seca. I ended up in a top split race for this one, 3.2k SOF. There was one guy here with almost 10,000 iRating, so immediately I knew I was in for a bit of a tough race, but it actually ends up being a really good fun one. This car, of course, new to the platform, very, very tricky to kind of drive right up towards the limit. A lot of time can be found if you're brave, but even more time can be lost if you're stupid. Of course, if you're going to enjoy, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed. I had a very good three-way battle throughout the majority of this one. So despite my 500 iRating deficit to the next car up the road, it is a really, really entertaining race. Well, getting ready then for my first ever race in the all-new Dallara IL-15 Indy NXT car. Yes, I'm sure it's a very, very catchy name for all of us Europeans, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I think tire temperature at the start is going to be really, really critical because these things, you know, they are rather leery as I almost get collected by the guy behind there. Come on, lads, let's try not to have a crash before we even kickstart the season. I would assume Shoma at the front of the field is going to go out of this final turn. But let's just wait and see then. Are we going? Are we going? No, he's decided to wait for now. There we go.
Green, let's go, let's go.
Not getting off to the best start in the world, just banging off the red line there as we try and get over the start-finish line. But yes, the lowest rated car here. I'm just hoping to try and survive as we'll wait and see if there's some carnage to turn one, and there is.
I think it might be McGonaghy, clear left.
So there we go, we'll claim a couple of freebies immediately. We get jumped by Steven, but I think honestly if we could get a top 10 here, I think I'm in for some iRating gains, and ultimately, you know, goal number one is kind of learn the car, learn the track obviously in this car. Feels like it's been a long time since I've driven here at Laguna Seca as well, but of course I would have thought for a lot of people this is going to be one of the first races you're doing this season. So yeah, just trying to make sure that you stay out of too much trouble. Keep it out the wall, keep it away from other drivers as well is going to be really, really important. 17 laps though, so I thought actually when I read that I was like, oh, that's quite a lot actually, but Laguna Seca in a car like this, we're running, or leaders running I think 111s in practice and qualifying, so it should only be just over a 20-minute race nonetheless. But yeah, two splits of 14 cars apiece. This is of course top split with over 3k SOF, so yeah, definitely maybe a little bit more competitive than a lot of what I'm used to inside the sim as well. But we've survived lap 1. That's pretty good going. We're straight up to P11 as well. There's already you can see a lot of dust and marbles down at that first corner. I do think at least one of those two that was involved in that accident did carry on, but I don't know about the other one. Obviously we'll take a look at it all in the incident report. But I think, yeah, this thing as well is going to be massively affected by dirty air. As you can just see Steven just in front of me getting all kinds of leery out of those first couple of turns. So just got to remember what my tear-off bind is. It is that one. See, I need to just make everything the same on iRacing and F1 and everything like that. Otherwise, yeah, I tried to start my first qualifying lap and accidentally hit the pit limiter, which is not ideal. Because I was trying to use my push to pass and just got a little bit confused, so probably, yeah, not the best way to start proceedings in qualifying, but ultimately I think looking at the pace, I mean, I knew I was going to be one of the slowest cars in this field, but I think I'm hoping we've got a little bit of pace over Frank. It's always a bit depressing, kickstart the new year, end up, well, I was bottom car in top split, and then if you're just not competitive, you'd say, oh no, I've just hit the limiter again, I meant to do my push to pass.
Gap to 10th position. Ahead is increasing. It's now 1.2.
So I don't quite get how push to pass works in this car. Is it similar to the SF? Obviously the Super Formula cars. I think, obviously, I know you've got 150 seconds worth, but I don't know if you can just use that wherever. I don't know if there's a cooldown with it or anything like that. So that's going to obviously be interesting. It does deactivate though whenever you use the brake, which is quite useful. And obviously, it's something that I'm quite surprised the Super Formula car doesn't do. But yeah, it will take, obviously, you know, a bit of learning, a bit of experimenting with it. Now, I kind of want to use this car this season, but I don't really know how popular it's going to be especially obviously during the European time slots. It is a fun car to drive, but is it going to be more fun? Oh, that's not where you want to be going.
Looks like it's
There you go. We'll take Mark. Thank you. Up into P10. But yeah, I don't know how popular this car is going to be in the European time slots, but I think it was a very wise idea, obviously for iRacing to make week 1. Yeah, make week 1 obviously on a free-to-play circuit. I think it was a very, very sensible idea. Obviously, that way, you know, a few more people are going to give it a whirl. If you've just bought the car, maybe, obviously you're using it more for oval racing, or just fancy giving it a bit of a go. But I do think it is very, very good fun. It is, you know, American in the sense of, you know, big, loud engine, a lot of power, maybe not so much downforce. It will slide around quite a bit underneath you as well, so you have got to be careful with that. As if I was to finish here, then we would gain iRating, which I'd be very, very happy with, but starting to feel like perhaps I've already overtaken most of the cars that I would expect to. There's definitely a couple of guys that I felt fairly close on speed with. Luckily, of course, as well for me, generally, obviously since the Formula and GT split inside iRacing, where I mean, Formula 4 is just a lottery, isn't it? So I normally feel like my iRacing in the Formula stuff is lower than it should be. I feel like, especially in the quicker cars, I can keep up with people that maybe the sim doesn't think I should theoretically be able to. Again, obviously, you know, a lot of that comes from experience on the F1 games and everything like that, and just generally being more of a, you know, Formula racer as well. So look at that, banging off the red line into turn 1. Oh, it's just got a little bit more speed than I was expecting on the way in. I mean, we used 9 seconds of push to pass that time. We might genuinely struggle to get through it all if I only use it down the start-finish straight. I think that's going to be the sensible place to use it. Obviously, just because it's the longest flat-out section of the entire lap, but yeah, obviously he's trying to use it sensibly as well. And like I said, I don't believe there's a timeout with it. I don't believe there's a cooldown period once you've used it, so there is a bit less strategy than in the Super Formula car, because of course sometimes, you know, you debate whether you want to use it this lap. Are you going to be vulnerable on the next lap? Everything like that. So I definitely feel like I'm losing some time through the corkscrew. Or the only way you feel like you're gaining time is kind of by overdriving while on the way in as well. But yeah, that gap in front is floating kind of somewhere between 2 and 3 seconds. So maybe obviously if they keep squabbling, we can try and claim a little bit more. So I think that's going to be my plan of attack then. I think we're just going to use the push to pass out of that final corner each time, and obviously back it towards turn 1. There we go, new personal best.
Lap in the session. Sector 3 is 1.4 off the pace.
Just remember to actually brake a little bit earlier into turn 1 as well then. So there we go. That's a bit nice and tidy there. As we're down to a 14.3, that's not bad going, I don't think, for me around here. I reckon if I absolutely nailed it, mid-high 13s in these conditions would probably be doable.
The car ahead is
but probably not that reliably.
7 A license.
Obviously, Laguna Seca as well. It's a circuit where you're either on the road or you're not. So I really don't want to kind of find that out. For worse, as which way are you going, buddy?
Left side.
I think of a 1x there as he gave me a big old squeeze.
He's still there.
He's going to try and defend it in towards the corkscrew anyway. Oh, that was not ideal. Kind of felt like he was waiting for me to pick a lane just to squeeze me out, which is a bit of a shame, but 3.2k iRating going up against 1.8. Annoyingly though, it's allowed Mark to rein us back in again. So we'll try and get down to that apex through that final corner and use that push to pass again then. I don't know how much of an advantage it'll give you over the guy ahead. How useful is it around here as I keep going for 7th gear back towards turn 1 when I do use it. I think, you know, Laguna Seca probably isn't, you know, the most effective circuit for it either. You know, Road America, somewhere like that, would probably be a whole lot better. So just trying to fight it through those first couple of turns. It's those corners where you really notice how much downforce you lose when you're stuck underneath the guy in front. But maybe we can just try and apply some pressure to Daniel.
Mark behind is now 0.5.
Yeah, very, very tricky though. Of course, when you have the car in the middle, you got to try and both attack and defend potentially. Still feel like I've got a bit of speed over Mark. Oh, it's Daniel again there. I thought just for a second it broke way earlier than me. Almost panicked over the top of the corkscrew. What a good fun track Laguna Seca is, though. Like I said, I don't do much driving around here for some reason. Just never really seems to fall on the series that I want to run. But it is good fun there, as almost following Daniel's line through that final turn. Oh, getting in the dusty stuff.
He's still there.
I'll make a little bit of a mistake, and that might allow Mark
Still there.
just to squeeze by on the run back in towards turn 1.
Still there.
Not sure we're going to be able to do a lot round the outside, but we're going to try it. Can we go all the way around? No, not quite got the grip out there.
Don't panic, we'll get him back.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying. Maybe he's going to have the speed to try and match Daniel as well, but yeah, just got a little bit squirreled on the exit, trying to match the car in front, and well, unfortunately matched him running wide. Say this thing is good fun though. I think it is. It's definitely kind of a little bit more favoured, obviously, towards the car in front, which is quite nice. Sometimes it feels like some of the Formula cars on iRacing, it might be a little bit too easy to stick to the car in front.
iLicense. And their
kind
rating
of,
is 2.2.
you kind of wait for either DRS or slipstream down a long straight or something like that. But I mean, this circuit, yeah, as well, not an easy one. Obviously, get overtakes done. Just running a little bit wide through there and getting very, very close to the sandpit. Of course, we do not want to do. Really chucked it through the apex there of the final corner. Luckily, again, Laguna Seca is fairly forgiving when it comes to its 1Xs and things like that as well.
There's an incident in turn 10. It looks like Gilbert.
Oh, that's the guy behind me, so no freebies there. You know, again, you would expect in a higher SOF race like this, not as many people are going to be making mistakes, so, you know, you have just got to try and limit your own errors as well. As through turn 3, we seem to be able to get the bites, then turn 4, where I really, really struggle with it. It's just like trying to get it wedged over that inside curve, isn't it? Really get it to dig in through the apex of the corner. So again, Mark there, just a little bit of error as we climb up the hill. Are we going to be able to have a look for something? We'll show the nose. Oh, just as you're under brakes, the downforce comes off the front wing there, and the stopping power just steadily evaporates. So again, you've got to be super careful on the brake that you don't run into the back of the guy in front. So there you can see a load of gravel being kicked up from that mistake last lap. These things are quick though, I'll give them credit. So I think it's probably worth, obviously, once you get up to that red line, getting rid of the P2P again. So if you go like that, you'll save probably a second or two's worth, which isn't a lot, but will add up. You know, that could be an extra couple of laps worth come the end of a Grand Prix. Well, not a Grand Prix, if you know what I mean, but yeah, obviously a bit of a shame this car's come out after the IndyCar season is over, isn't it? But gets me good practice in, ready for the IndyCar game next year, which I'm really looking forward to as well. So, you know, got plenty to look forward to in the coming weeks and months. iRacing, you know, I've said it before, I do want it to become a bigger part of kind of my content strategy here on YouTube. So a massive thank you to everybody that has already subscribed to this channel. So here we go.
Lines. Yellow flag.
Oh, yeah. That's not where you want to be parked. I think he was beached, actually. So that's going to be us back up then into P10, as I'm sure as the tyres begin to fall off, more mistakes will be made by the drivers. It will kind of reward the consistent ones. The other ones that don't make a mistake.
That's half fuel. You've used half your fuel.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be safe on fuel, though, in this one.
P10.
I think it's also banging off the red line over the top of the hill.
That's your quickest so far.
So I'm not actually sure it's reaching kind of its... Oh, it's not really VMAX, is it? Because it's the gear ratios that are costing a speed round here, but... Oh, come on. Catch that slide. Well, that's not where I wanted to be. Second 1X of the day. Need to try and get better this season. And keeping my off-tracks down. Got to get better with that. That's why I'm back down to a C license in sports cars. It's a bit of a shame that I can't drive the Aston Martin at the moment in most series, but I'm sure I'll get it back up to B and hopefully A. And then, you know, an ideal world, just stay there. I don't think there's much point getting my A license, though, in Formula, because all that unlocks, of course, is the F1 Championship, and that's dead. I know, obviously, the F1 in, the Grand Prix series is still fairly active, but yeah, come on. Yeah, the F1 A license series is pretty dead for the most part. It's already showing up my relative behind. Someone there has picked up a cone on their travels in towards turn 1. Unless I do something really stupid, we shouldn't get lapped, but goes to show how quick. Oh, come on. Have I just burnt through a bit too much tyre too early? I don't know. I think we're just obviously still stuck behind the guy in front. Seem to be getting a bit more aero wash at the moment. Ooh. I don't know if we've just slightly cooked the tyres, whether it's just the effect of a double slipstream, double dirty air, everything like that. It all adds up. Got to remember, we've still got Frank behind. And he's not that far behind still. I think that's a slightly better line through the corkscrew, slightly earlier on the way in. Really get over the inside of the corner. But yeah, we're not. Shouldn't be getting as much of the effect of dirty air this far back from the guy in front, but still not able to hit my lines. As there you go, Mark now I think is probably going to try and get a run on Daniel back in towards turn 1. I don't think he'll be close enough. We might have to start using our P2P everywhere. Feels like in towards these final couple of laps we've still got a lot to burn through. Oh, I've left the car in 3rd gear. We'll use a little bit off of turn 1. Carrying herself through the exit of the corner. Maybe that's the strategy. Just try and use little bits here and there. If you make a little bit of a mistake. Oh, come on, Matt. That shouldn't have been a 1x.
We'll be warned about track limits.
Of course, then the other thing is you've got to then readjust to...
The gap to Mark ahead is now 0.8.
Braking a little bit earlier into the corners, getting the car spotted where you need it. Say maybe up the hill is a good place. So obviously try and go as I just see there a bit of a look. Oh, Daniel again just running himself through the gravel trap. So definitely seems like kind of the pace moves around. 1 lap car at front's got an advantage. 1 lap car a little bit further behind's got the advantage. As Daniel trying to go defensive in towards that final corner. Will Mark be able to get a run on him? They're all getting a little bit squirrely here. I don't know, say how much P2P they've all used, but another cone goes flying. Nice and easy, nice and easy. And through turn 1. Yeah, I wonder if Daniel's just burnt up a bit too much too soon here. And, well, Mark seems to be the most consistent of the 3 of us, to be honest. Seems to just keep it out of too much trouble. That's the line we need through there. So Daniel again, swinging defensive. I think I want to save a bit on my push to pass at the moment. These guys are really struggling towards the end, and it might be worth having it. It's a good battle, though, at this stage of the day. Like I said, Laguna Seca, you've really got to work for the overtakes if you want them. So we'll wait and see. Just kind of want to be there right at the end, though, don't you? That's always the biggest one. So Daniel again, another little error. You can see Mark is just desperately trying to get the downforce over the front wing, get out of his dirty air wherever possible. Again, just a little bit of a mistake from myself. Oh, and another little mistake there from Daniel out of the final corner, and he's really having to go defensive now.
Come on,
back in towards turn 1. 3 laps to go here from Laguna Seca. Oh, big swing defensively. Kind of get away with that in towards turn 1 because, of course, the track arcs around to that left-hand side a little bit more, but...
There's an incident in the corkscrew. We think it might be Gilbert.
Oh, this guy behind again that's made another error. I think he'd just been lapped. Come on. I need these two to fight just a little bit more. I've still got plenty of push to pass here, so we can try and force the error in these final couple of laps. Whoa, don't want to be doing that. Use a little sprinkle. Just make sure I don't drop back too far. And then we'll use a little bit as well up the hill. Just try and make sure I stick a bit closer Like I said, you can use it a bit strategically, especially around a circuit like this, where, you know, generally that one straight where you do want to use it on isn't actually going to burn through it all. Maybe if we used it from lap 1 it might have done, but just, whoa, quite convinced as that's not where I wanted to be through that penultimate turn. Do not want to use that curb like that. Right, come on, go, 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 go. So we're going to have about 15 seconds a lap.
Is now 0.9. 2 laps remaining. Sector 1 is 0.6 off the pace. Sector 2 is
Daniel again, just lock it up a front.
Sector 3 is 1.2 off the pace.
Going to try and start just using a bit more of it around the rest of the lap. We want to be right there. Oh, this tyre though, definitely beginning to fall off. Just trying to use sprinkles of it wherever I can. Just a couple of seconds here, a couple of seconds there. Makes all the difference potentially come the checkered flag. If you're just filling the guy's mirrors maybe a little bit more, you never know. Let's get a bit of a look there coming in from Mark. All those marbles still around the circuit, but what a race this has turned out to be in the end. Brilliant, brilliant fun. Oh no, that's not where I wanted to go. Oh, that might have just done it. Just nick that inside curve again. There's Mark there struggling a little bit with potentially some netcode. Will we see anything then on this final lap here from Laguna Seca?
One more to go.
Daniel might just have enough to try and defend this one right towards the flag. Like I said, it's a tricky track to overtake unless he does something stupid now. He's just got a couple of extra tenths in the back pocket, and that could be very, very useful here. So try and arc our way through. Oh, come on, another 1x. Up to 5 in this race. Just hoping to try and keep it below 3.
Keep it between the white lines. You have 5 incident points.
Ooh, just try and use it a little bit more up the hill, but... Oh, no, 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 no! Oh, that was scary. That could have been GG's then, on the very last lap, which I would not have wanted. Yeah, I think, yeah, we've completely just got through the rest of the tyre, though, in these last couple of laps. We've got to bring it home to the flag.
Within the track limits.
I mean, luckily, of course, I think with Frank 1 lap down, he's not going to be able to do anything either. But in towards the final couple of corners. Oh, if only we'd stayed there, there could have been a bit of a battle. Will Mark get the run out of the final turn up towards the line? Daniel, I think, will just about hang on when all is said and done. Through the final corner, though, I'm happy that we were able to keep up with a lot of cars in front. That was really, really good fun when all is said and done. GG's to Mark and Daniel. That was a brilliant battle towards the flag. But yeah, let's go take a look. There weren't too many incidents, I don't think. So hopefully it's going to be a fairly quick incident report. Well, taking a look then, what happened down in towards turn 1? Was it a simple miscommunication? Was it just 2 cars meeting in the middle? I think it was actually... Oh, no, he just went far too aggressive in, didn't he? You can see as soon as he got on the brake, he just got, yeah, a bit too late. Tried to avoid the car in front, used the camber and the brake, you know, just the power you can get on the brakes. As we said in this race, if you're right up behind the car in front, it can really make a huge, huge difference. And ultimately, yeah, that's what paid the price there. Disappointed, I'm sure, for the guy in front. Just to have a car going over the top of him down at turn 1. And I think, yeah, that was both of them out of this race pretty much on the spot. Let's have a look then as to what else happened. Here's O'Connor going around the outside of lines in towards turn 1. Oh, he just got a little bit squirrely on the inside curb, and this guy's going to try and squeeze his way through as well. Is there going to be an incident from this one? No, I think they did all right, actually. Stay out too much trouble, but brilliant racing through those first couple of turns. Oh, the guy behind, I think, lit it up and ended up almost in the wall as well. But they were able to all keep it going. Apparently we're just now watching this guy go around. Was that the only incident we really had in this race? Apparently so. Well, having a look then at our final race results. 0.04 SR gained and 4 iRating gained as well. Honestly, going into this race, I would have been very, very happy to be rewarded with that there. Just goes to show, even when you are by far and away the lowest I-rated car in a race, as long as you survive, as long as you stay out of trouble, you can hopefully get a good result there. Shoma, though, pole position, fastest lap, led every lap, race victory, dominant out front, 16 seconds clear of Martin by the end of the race there, so brilliant drive by the pair of them. Oscar in P3 there, just ahead of James and Ryan. I believe most places gained goes to Stephen, who went from 14th to 6th in the end, so very, very fast. We gained 2 places, though, as well, from 12th up to 10th. And lowest incidence then also goes to Shoma and James as well there, with 0 apiece. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on the all-new Indy NXT car as well inside the iRacing sim. And yeah, we'll be back very soon with more iRacing content.